Let's see if this thing starts picking up. Being sarcastic. Wow. Looks like it is pea-size hail. And it'll probably poke, you'll probably shoot your eye out with this shit. There's a rainbow. Oh, I know exactly where that is. I'm gonna go get fucking gold there, man. I got my metal detector. So the plan is I'm gonna go and like it's a Mythbuster type of adventure. I'm gonna go over there with my radar detector and I'm gonna see, because I know exactly where that is, and I'm gonna try to see if I can find freaking gold. I don't think it'll be in a pot or anything, but it'd be kind of cool, huh? What if there is gold right there? I'd be like, yeah, dude, I saw it at the freaking end of the rainbow, and holy shit, lo and behold, now I got gold. And all this is like clay type of soil, so it gets fucking gnarly. This thing, that's why I'm driving this thing. That's why my AMG is becoming my Scout. Because there's clearance issues out here. Man, I'm out in the country now. I ain't gonna be driving around no AMG. Not out here. But it's gonna be an AMG Rentec IH Scout International Harvester. AMG Scout. Rentec, baby. 1976. Here, I'll pause it. We'll go in and check. I'll show you right now. Oh, it's in the other garage. Yeah, buddy. I'm going to go to the end of the rainbow with this sucker. Yes. So now, which I had to use a power washer because that stuff was sticking the bottom of the top. Anyway, but it's drying out. So, and that's just pretty much just surface roughs. When I had, there was this goo on here that I got off the floor. That was years ago though, when it was in my other property. But yeah, this deal, this Scout, I mean, it's freaking in great shape. All the fenders are off, of course. Off. This is coming off. This whole thing's just going to be like a tub. Even this is coming off, which it's in perfectly rust-free shape, the whole thing. So I don't have to do all that work. I am freaking good to go, homeboy. And even all the little structure underneath the whole thing, that is completely rust-free. So I have no rust issues whatsoever to deal with this truck, which is, it's great because it makes this thing a survivor. And that's another reason why I'm a big part of why I'm going to sacrifice this beautiful Rentec AMG Mercedes with AMG hand-built M133K. Engine. And there's Rentec upgrades in the transmission. Of course, Rentec ECU, stage 3. I actually have 2 intercooler pumps, a larger and a small one. They're running like a compound system, kind of like compound turbos do. And I'm not going to go crazy and do twin turbos or anything. This is just pretty much, I'm going to do strictly how it is, just like this at first. Get it in here. I don't need to go any. This thing is making great power. This thing will just be I don't know. I mean, the way it is right now, if I don't get bigger injectors, that I could run E85. I mean, I could tip over 700 horsepower with this, even with the blower it has right now. But that would be probably about it, unless I get the 3.0 liter blower. So, but yeah, pretty much. This thing's just going to be just under 700 horsepower. Probably, I don't know, we'd probably be pushing close to 600 wheel, maybe 580 wheel. I don't know, maybe not, maybe less. You know, I don't know how much there's being, but I'm even using the wheels, I'm using the subframes, I'm using the 8-piston calipers and 4-piston in the back, all the, you know, the brakes. So going through the whole thing, I don't know if I'm going to go through the brake system. I mean, I'm going to go through the brake system, but yeah, it'll probably just be all the OEM AMG brakes. I know they had a recall on something. I had to figure out what that is and fix that, because I never did it with this, because I never had a problem. If I took this to the dealer, when it's like, when I have the AMG in there and take that to the dealership, they'd probably be like, dude, that's not a Mercedes. So I'll probably figure out what the recall is and just fix the recall while I'm doing the swap. But what is happening now is all the glass was removed, number one. So all the glass was removed. You know, obviously the hood, the top, the doors, which none of them have any rust anywhere on any of it. So, but yeah. So this thing's barrel stripped. Still got to get these front things off. It's just going to be like a tub, and then I'm going to lift the tub off the frame, you know, because all new bushings, I mean, everything's going to be completely dismantled. Every bolt will be removed and replaced. So all this is all got to come apart. And I got my measurements on what is going on. So when I do swap, try to get these subframes on these frame rails, everything lines up right in this bay. And obviously I'm going to have to get that drive shaft modified longer. And even this rear subframe, I'm going to try to get it to these frame rails over here. So we'll see. And then I'm going to use all the electricity, every single electrical thing. I know it's a nightmare with these Mercedes, but I could do all the wire harness. I might have to do a carbon fiber thing just to, you know, hide the wires, because wires do not look good. And yeah, and I might use the cluster in the dash. I don't know, maybe I'll just use the cluster, and I'm definitely using the steering wheel. It's going to have that steering wheel. It's a flat bottom, but it has the shifters on for the slow 5-speed bulletproof transmission. So, but it's going to have these wheels, but bigger profile. So this will be cool. I'll get the gearing will allow me to have good highway gears. So, in first gear is always too much spinning, like second spinning, third spinning. So if you've got it down over halfway, with new tires, it doesn't matter where you're at. This thing's just, I mean, there's no way you'll lose a lot of drag races if you're, you know, putting the gas down over halfway when you're launching. Launching this thing's fucking insane to keep the traction down. So it doesn't make it very fast if you can't get the traction down. I mean, you could if you're really easy with the foot. Yeah, you know, if I go quarter throttle through and just, you know, ease into it in third gear, and finally at the end of third gear probably start you know, that's when I got that shit down. I mean, you can just hammer it on the highway if you're like, you know, over 60 or something, but you'll go sideways sometimes. So in the rain, forget it, you'd be over at any speed. Anyway, so yeah, this is going to be a Rentec fucking Harvester, International Harvester Scout. It's going to be an AMG Rentec Scout. And all the goodies from this car, my car, I'm sacrificing her because too low profile for here, even though it lifts with the ABC. No ABC's going in here. I mean, there's no way. I could do it, but I'm not going to do it because the ABC, I don't want to even, I'm selling my ABC parts. Everything does work. It's just, I don't want the ABC system. No, thank you. If I'm doing this swap, there's no ABC going in this sucker. Plus that adds all that weight. I'm out, man. It's a marathon. Cheers.